2009 Pagani Zonda R Hypercar in VR. Hello everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming and a very special race. I am the OpenFed. We're driving a 2009 Pagani Zonda R in a World Touring Car 800 race. And yes, we're driving at the brand new Yas Marina Circuit, the one that just got downloaded with the new Spec 3 update for Gran Turismo 7. We're doing 10 laps. We started 20th of 20 cars and we started with a rolling start. Looks like we got a really nice clear sky sunset coming on as we're ripping down the road here. Now this particular race is just absolutely awesome. We got 19 cars we got to pass and it's going to take a while, but that's okay because we're just going to drive and race and enjoy this beautiful track. In the meantime, when we're catching up to the next guy, we're going to try and look for a spot to pass him. And if we can't find one, we're going to stick behind him until one comes up, just like that there. In the meantime, we're just going to enjoy the gorgeous interior of this car and how beautiful this track is. Now, I've driven the track a few times before I did the race here to put up in the video. And I gotta say, the first time I drove it, it took a little bit of time to get used to it, but I'm a little familiar with it now, and you know, actually it's a very beautiful track. It's just absolutely gorgeous. There's quite a few places you can pass, and there's quite a few where you gotta stay behind it. Now the first thing I like to preach is, if you got a 10 lapper, you're gonna have to get fuel, and where is the pit entrance? Now the pit entrance is coming to your right here. That's where you got to go in, and if you can find out where the pit exit is, kudos for you. It was a little tough. I had to look for a while, for a few laps before I found it, but it's on the left hand side just up ahead, so you must go underneath the track when you come out of the pit, and you come out right about over here. So remember that when you come out of the pit, you've got a fairly decent straight stretch or a little sloping corner or turning bend, whatever you want to call it. And you can hammer down as soon as you come out of the pit. So that's a good thing. Now, corners like this, obviously, I took that way too wide. That to me shows a sign of an impatient driver. But then again, I'm the OpenFed, and I do like to win the race in the first lap. So when I come up to a corner, I don't always slow down as much as I should. And when I'm behind the other cars, of course, I don't have any choice. But which is really good, you know, because it teaches you to slow down around these corners so you don't overshoot them or you know, you take them better. So I'm slowly getting better, but I still overshoot corners lots, and I still go around them too fast, and I brake too late. And that's my biggest issue, is braking too late. So I'm trying to practice that and get a little bit better at driving that way. Anyhow, we're in our second lap already. Like I said, these laps, there's 10 of them, but they're gonna go by quick because it's such a beautiful race and it's such an enjoyable race to run. Now through these here tight little corners, and once you get to this section, you can see the big purple building and the overhang. You know you're almost at the end of the lap. I had a tough time trying to remember from one lap to the next, the first time I drove it, where the end of the lap was. But there it is right there on your right hand side again. And I have to remind myself quite a few times, the first few times that I raced, so that I could remember where it was. So now we're into our third lap already. So like I said, it's gonna go fast, and it's getting darker. We had a beautiful sunset, it had some clear skies, a few little clouds around the edges, but other than that, a beautiful evening to drive. Drive a nice 10-lap race here at the Yas Marina Circuit. What a wonderful track. They really outdid themselves this time with this track. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and there is nothing bad that I can say about it, even if some other people might, you know, but I can't see why. And here's another straight stretch where you can catch up to people and pass them. So it makes for a cool race. There's sometimes you gotta hang back and wait behind the guys as you're going through the little turns and twists, and sometimes you can just open it up and let it go. which is always nice. It's fun to be able to just drop the hammer. And the competition is not too bad. It's not that stiff, you know, but this Pagani Zonda is just an absolutely awesome car. Lots of power in it. So we pick off, you know, one car here and there as we are going to go through our laps. Well, we tried to pick him off. He picked us back off again, I guess. Now, I'm not sure whether I can last the whole race, the whole 10 laps on one tank, and maybe there are cars on the track that can. I don't know if I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in for fuel after 5 laps, because I don't know how low I'm going to be, and I don't know how much the tires are going to be worn. So we're going to change the tires regardless at the same time. So we'll find out then, because we don't have a display on. We will find out when we go into the pits what position we're in and how badly worn our tires are and how much fuel we actually used, and could we have gone the whole race on one tank. And we're into our 3rd lap, so it's going to go quick as we're coming along. What an absolutely awesome race this is. But there seems to be a lot of cars on the track. I've passed quite a few. But as you know, the OpenFed doesn't keep count of how many cars he passes. I'm just too amazed by the race itself and trying to keep up with the cars in front of me and then trying to pass them. I forget to count them. I try. I don't always even remember which lap we're in. It just depends on how beautiful the race is. And this one, I tell you, absolutely awesome. But I think we're in I think we might be in our 4th lap already, right? I mean, I think we're in the 4th, and we only got 1 left to go before we got to go in and get fuel. Well, we're going to find out soon enough whether I messed up with which lap we're in or where we're at. So as we're coming around here, we know it's going to be a little bit before this lap is done. And yes, I do believe that this is our 4th, and there's only 1 lap left to go. And then we're going to go in and get some fuel. So we're going to pass another guy. Now, this strategy here with these guys in front of me is a little strange. The guy goes tight to the inside, and then he passes the guy and takes the turn. You don't see that too often. Usually the cars take the wider turn and then cut in. But I guess he figured, if you're going to go wide, I'll go a little shallow. And he did it. He managed it, and he got by him. So as we're coming up around the corner here, like I said, remember, this is when you go underneath this overhang and you only got a few turns, and then you're at the end of the lap. So that'll be lap number 4 done, and then we're going to start lap number 5. See, I miscounted by 1 lap. That's how fast this race is going, because we are going at quite a speed, and you know, when the laps are long, the faster you go, the quicker they're done. Don't think 10 laps is all that long to race, you know. I never used to race these because I wasn't in the mood, or I didn't find it enjoyable to race and then have to calculate when you got to go in for fuel and all that stuff. But I kept at it, and I started driving some of them, and you know, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult, and the races are absolutely awesome. And when you're driving on a track like this, there you go. You see that? Impatient driver, overshoot the corner and take it really wide. Should have braked a little bit sooner, but that's okay. Every time we do that, we tell ourselves and we remind ourselves, and then that way hopefully it'll stick for the next time. And you know, I figure that if we stay on the track, then that's a plus. So if we overshoot the corner a little bit, stay on the track, then we're getting better. Because we used to overshoot the corner and go way off the track. So that's not happening today. Now we're about, we got to be well over halfway through this 5th lap. Then when we go in for fuel, like I said, we can see how much we used, and we can see what position we're in, and we can see how much tire wear we have. Now I believe that this Viper ahead of us is one of the leading cars, so we got to be close to the front. But it's not going to matter, because we can't pass them through these corners here, because this is that section where you pretty well got to stay behind the car you're in front of, because it's really hard to pass in here. So when we come out of it now around this corner, I try to move a little bit closer to the inside right in here, because I know we're gonna go off the track here. Now we're gonna go for fuel. Yeah, we're gonna find out pretty quick here. Okay, well, our tires are definitely worn enough that we need new ones, because by the time we drove another 5 on that would be too much. And we had over half a tank left and didn't even use half a tank. So we could have gone the whole race. Now, we're in 9th, 11th, and here we go underneath the track and we come up on the other side. We're in 13th position leaving. And as we come out on the pit lane, we managed to be in 12th. So we got 11 cars in front of us. And I see that blue car and that green car is back in front of us. So now we're in 13th and we got 12 cars in front of us. And that green car just passed us. So 5 laps left to go, 12 cars to pass. Beautiful evening, gorgeous track, what could be better? We're gonna keep ripping here, and this straight stretch, like a couple of others, are the best places to open it up and let it go. Now sometimes these guys, they cover a little bit more of the track than maybe they should, and they block you out. And that's not so bad if they go fast. What you gotta watch out for is when one guy or 2 guys are blocking you out, right up to a corner, and then the one guy takes off and you're still behind the other guy because you can't get by him around the corner. So he's successfully blocking you out while the car in front takes off on you, and you don't want to let that happen. If both of them are going at a good speed, great, no problem, because that just means that all 3 are catching up to the front cars. Anyhow, the cars in this particular race are spread out on the track really well. So when you pass a car or 2 or 3, and then it takes a little bit of time to catch up to the next guy again, which is kind of cool, so that they're not all packed together in one spot. So that when you do pass, you can pass like 10 or 15 in a row and you can be at the front of the pack in 1 lap. It's just not a lot of fun. I used to think that was the way to race, and I used to think that was a lot of fun, but when you get in front and you got 5 laps left to go and there's no competition, then you're really racing against yourself, and I don't really enjoy that all that much. I'd like to have a little bit of competition. So here we're in our 7th lap already. And boy, I tell you, this race is quickly evaporating. I mean, not much time left to go. We see one car ahead of us, and way up in the corner there we see one, and one just turned around the corner. So we got a few cars to go yet, and like I said, I don't know if any of the other cars are racing the full race, the full 10 laps on one tank. You don't know. So without a display on, you have no idea what position you're in, and the only way you can know what lap you're in is if you keep count of them, and you keep proper count of them, which sometimes I don't do. But that's all part of the game, I suppose. You know, deep down, the bottom line is: are you having fun? Are you enjoying the race? And you win a few, you lose a few. Try to win more than you lose, and as long as that's happening, then everything's cool. You know, it doesn't matter if you come in 2nd or 3rd, but of course 1st would be nice. You know, so as we're ripping around the corner here, this lap is coming to a close real quick. As you can see, the building with the purplish lights, the purple dome, I guess, is what I was referring to it the very first time I saw it, and tried to remind myself purple dome is the end of the lap. So as we're coming around the corner here, yeah, you see now that second car is the Red Viper. Now he was car number 3 before we went in for fuel. So, or car number 5, I think. Anyway, he was right near the front. So if we can get ahead of him, we know we're going to be at the front or near the front. So there's a car up ahead that just went around the corner as we are into our 8th lap. 8th lap already. absolutely gorgeous night race now. It started out at dusk with clear skies, and we're continuing on into the night, and all the lights and the buildings and the poles in the infield came on. It looks just absolutely awesome. Here again, took that turn way too wide, started braking way too late. Got to try and adjust for that next time around. Hopefully we can, but we're trying to catch this guy in front of us. I don't know why we need to catch him that quickly, because we still got a couple of laps to go. Now, we might have been able to pass him there, but I didn't want to race into this corner and having to jam on the brakes to keep him overshooting. So sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, when you're coming up the corners, it's best to have a little bit of patience. Stay behind the guy that's in front of you. Slow right down and go through the corner with him. And if there's a straight section just after the corner, pass him then. Don't pass him going into the corner, because it might not end well for you. So there we're coming back up to the Purple Bowl and end lap number 8. Wow, 2 laps left to go, 9 and 10, and then we're done. And I believe that this is car number 1. He almost lost control around that corner. And here we come. Now we're almost at the end of this lap. And I think we're going to try and take him on the straight section by the grandstand. Because like I said, I don't know. I think he's number 1, but we don't know for sure, because there could be somebody else in front of him. So we're going to pass him here, and we're going to go as hard as we can without being too chaotic, and slowing down for the corners, of course, and hoping that if there's another car on the track, if we are not number 1, that we're going to be able to catch him before these next 2 laps, well, almost 1.5 now, are done. So in the meantime, we're going to enjoy this race. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I keep saying that, but I just can't get over it. That's a better corner there, Opafet. You slowed down a little bit better there. Still not quite as close as we should be, but we're going to continue to try and get better. Absolutely gorgeous race. And like I said, this car too, I've driven it in a few races now, and if you have the opportunity to give this car a shot, you should do it, because it's just absolutely wild to drive. Lots of power, great handling on the track, great handling. Yas Marina Circuit. Wow, what a race this was. Coming up to another little straight section, but we have no cars to pass anymore. And I do believe that we got to be number 1 in the race at the moment, because that's been almost a full lap and we haven't seen anybody. So we can, I think we can just cut it back just a little bit so we can take the corners better and get a better flow going. Don't spin the tires. And I think in the long run that'll give you better lap time. And I think that'll keep us in front of our competition, which of course we won't know where they are until we see the final stats and the times of where they might be. I mean, we don't see anybody in the rearview mirror, so it might be we might have a pretty good buffer zone between us and the next guy, and we are into our 10th lap. I think this is going to be the Opafet's victory lap. Absolutely love this track. I think I'm going to go back and race this one again, and maybe try some different vehicles on this race and see what they're like. I mean, you don't have to always use the same one, of course. You can use whatever you want, because it's not specified which car to use. Now that corner was a little bit better. That was a little bit better. So we're getting there slowly but surely. I tell you, absolutely awesome race and absolutely awesome car. I hope you really enjoyed this one, because I tell you, I sure did. And I hope to see you back at Opafet Gaming again real soon. And if you liked the video, maybe think about dropping us a like. And if you have any comments as to what car you would like to see on this circuit next time, give us a mention and we will try to get it in there and put it online. In the meantime, until you come back to OpenFed Gaming again, you have yourself a great day. You've been racing in a 2009 Pagani Zonda R Hypercar at the Yas Marina Circuit in a World Touring Car 800 event with me, the OpenFed.